Welcome to another edition of Mechanics Behind the MCU, where we dive into the tech used by some of our faves in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And of course, some of its real-life counterparts. For this episode, we're going to be talking about a substance that's been all over the MCU. With strong ties to Captain America with his shield, and Black Panther with his Panther suit, and basically everything in Wakanda, this substance actually has links to everyone from Tony Stark to the Winter Soldier to Ultron. This stuff is everywhere. Of course, we're talking about the stuff that makes up Black Panther's suit and Captain America's shield, Vibranium, and whether it could exist in real life. Vibranium is a nearly indestructible element that crash-landed as a meteor from the outer reaches of space into an African kingdom that would later become the Kingdom of Wakanda. It's practically the strongest material in the MCU. Cap's shield is testament to that. It's been hit with bullets, explosions, it's taken blows by Iron Man's powerful armor, and even Thor's strike with Mjolnir. See, the people of Wakanda harnessed this element to make their city the most futuristic one on Earth. Most of Wakanda's amazing tech comes out of this material, including the Panther suits, Shuri's magnetic train system, all of their weapons and armor, and it also basically powers the entire city. In its pure form, Vibranium forms a solid metal that is not only stronger than steel, but just a third of the weight, which automatically makes it a better substitute. Not just that, but it's also completely vibration absorbent, which means that any blow to it would merely be absorbed and not hurt its structure on a molecular level. It simply absorbs the kinetic energy, just like you've seen in Cap's shield or Black Panther's suit taking the hit. It also exists in the MCU in other forms and not just a metal, much like the Wakandans sewing it into their clothes to use as shields, and some of them having vibranium tattoos. Basically, vibranium looks and is a kick-ass substance with a lot of uses. But do we have something to compare to vibranium in real life? Well, the closest version to it that we have is graphene. Graphene is the strongest, thinnest, and most stable known material on Earth. It's up to 200 times tougher than steel and harder than diamond. It's also extremely lightweight. It's great for conducting energy like heat and electricity. Not exactly the same as Panther's suit absorbing kinetic energy, but pretty close. Graphene is soon rising as one of the most promising nanomaterials because of its multitude of properties. Apart from it being the strongest material, it's also the thinnest. It's so thin that it's just one atom thick, and it's two-dimensional. But magically, even that single layer of atoms together can be seen by the naked eye. It's quite funny because graphene isn't a unique substance. It actually has the same carbon structure as graphite in pencils. But in 0.03 of graphite, there's approximately 3 million graphene layers. In fact, its origin is pretty wild. Two scientists were experimenting on graphite when they used some scotch tape and pulled out a single layer of the material. What they were left with was graphene. They were awarded a Nobel Prize for this invention in 2010. Something that I find very fascinating is that it's also basically optically transparent, but dense enough that no gas can pass through it. Okay, but what are the real life ways that we can use graphene? Lots of people believe that graphene can be used in various ways in the IT sector, like to build better computer chips or more durable batteries. In the travel sector, to build stronger and more durable planes. In fact, scientists and designers are already starting to incorporate graphene into phones, first in batteries and smaller stuff, and eventually, hopefully on the body, so this never happens again. One of the most popular things that graphene could potentially contribute to is lots of military applications, including lightweight, bulletproof suits for soldiers, much like this guy, as well as constructing lightweight weapons for them. Some have theorized that the military could build combat robots and drones with graphene bodies. Which, I mean, remind you of anyone? Some reports state that researchers from Spain have developed nano-composite material reinforced with graphene that vastly improves ammunition. The tests have been carried out in collaboration with the military corps in its facilities at a naval station. The one thing holding us back right now is money. According to CNN, a piece of graphene just a micrometer thick costs around $1,000 to make. So it's possibly the most expensive material on Earth right now. Production of graphene is still in its infancy, and there's a lot more to explore about its properties. There are many companies that are producing this material in the US, China, Canada, Australia, and the UK. In the near future, scientists hope to make it an everyday feature for a number of things we use all the time. Did you like this video? Don't forget to check out our other episodes in this series, because there's a lot of tech in the MCU to break down. Is there something that you'd like us to cover? Tell us in the comments.